Ladies and gentlemen, we back. Yes, that is right, we are back here for the first time in forever at Universal Studios Orlando. And we are here because we're gonna check out some Halloween Horror Nights construction today. We have a ton of construction that's been happening since I've been gone. I'm excited, you should be excited. But before we get into anything and any of the construction, please make sure you're subscribed and have the bell notifications turned on to get notified whenever I post a video. And make sure you're following me both Instagram and Twitter. The links are down in the description below. But we have a ton of content coming for Halloween Horror Nights in the next couple months, so you do not want to miss out. But now, without further delay, let's go check out some of that nice Halloween Horror Nights construction. So first off, as you can see in the intro, we got nothing yet. No medallion yet. The actual spots for it haven't even gone up yet. So like the actual anchors for it haven't even gone up yet. So I don't know how long it's going to be till we see that new medallion come up, but hey, who knows? Maybe we'll see it soon. So the first thing that you see when you walk into the park, that it's just in front of Production Central here, is this big set of scaffolding. And this scaffolding is going to be part of the Dr. Oddfellows Collection of Horror Scarezone. Now, this, like I said, is just before Production Central, so it's just before the new Minion Land section, aka like I like to call it Minions Alley. And this is kind of, it's a little bit forward than it's normally, and I think that's just due to the fact that Illumination kind of wants the new attraction to be the focal point of that area, even though I don't know if it's going to be open during Horror Nights. But anyways, we have the Dr. Oddfellow Collection of Horror Scarezone here, and I expect Dr. Oddfellow to kind of be chilling up on that platform right there, just beckoning you into the park. Now, as of right now, there's no real theming on these just yet, so it's just kind of lights on scaffolding, but I fully expect these within the coming weeks to slowly develop into more of an experience here for this Scarezone. Now, this year is a little bit different on how they want you to tackle these scare zones. So normally you just kind of walk right ahead towards Production Central, because that's normally where that scare zone is, and you just go right through that first scare zone and head towards New York. But now this year they want you to head through those arches and then head down towards Hollywood. So we're gonna head down towards Hollywood like we were at the event and check out that scare zone next. So we got some scaffolding with some lighting on it here just before the Roosevelt store, the new Roosevelt store, super nice looking. We might have to check that out in a later video, but we got more scaffolding here with some more lights. There's the Today Cafe, which may be a Stay and Scream again this year. I'm interested to see if it is. And then we're heading down towards Hollywood. So here in Hollywood, we have our zone announced, and that is going to be Dark Zodiac. And this zone, we do have a little bit of construction. We have this little stanchion here with some theming on the bottom and some lighting that's slowly being added to it. No real tons of theming to it yet, but there is slowly starting to get more theming throughout the zone, but it's just some cool like gothic style rusted metal theming. So the story of the Dark Zodiac Zone is each area is going to be themed to a different zodiac sign. So this one in particular is going to be themed to Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So you got Leo there, there's Aries back there, and then right here we have Sagittarius. Now, super interested in this whole idea. I think maybe Taurus might be on the back of that as well. Taurus maybe right there, but I'm interested to see if this, because this stand kind of looks a little crowded, maybe this is just up here to kind of have it out, so then they could just take it down and put it into the street during the event. But this stage does look pretty crowded as of right now, and I'm interested to see what's going on with that, with the plastic bag on top of there. I don't know, but definitely they're getting some props out here for this zone. So I just thought I'd stop in at Five and Dime and show off some of our merchandise that we have currently for Halloween Horror Nights, because we recently got that Exorcist Believer announcement, so they do have some Exorcist Believer merchandise out and about. Not a big fan of these white shirts. Think that is a terrible choice for this shirt. If it was black, maybe I'd consider getting it, because it is a pretty cool design now that I'm seeing it in person. But I actually do like it more on this rocks glass. I think that's a really good choice for this. I do kind of like that, but we have that terrible design for the Stranger Things 4 shirt with that blue-eyed Vecna on it. I just do not like that. I think that is a terrible design choice for that. And then I think we do still have the Stranger Things hat on the other side. Yep, we still do have the Stranger Things hat. I think this is probably the best merchandise that we've gotten so far. Pretty cool hat. And we still have some of the See You in the Fog stuff. Mug, hat, and magnet. So here in the last room of the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary tribute store, we have a little nod to our own tribute store right here. And as you may know, the tribute store is going back to New York for Halloween Horror Nights. So we have a Tribute of Terror and edition of the Halloween Horror Nights comic book. And you can see the address right there says, we're going back to New York. I'm interested to see how the theming of this is going to be. It's definitely a comic book shop theme, but it definitely looks cool and interesting. I'm excited for it. Now, as we're almost to the end of the street here, we see our next little bit of theming for the Dark Zodiac Zone. And right there we got some Pisces, and I believe this is Scorpio right here. So shout out my Scorpios, that's me. So excited to see some Scorpio representation. And then on this side, not really sure what that one's supposed to be. The other one's kind of like 100% makes sense, but this one looks like a bug almost. Maybe it's supposed to be a crab. Maybe that's Cancer. I'm not entirely sure. That's my only guess for that one, is that one's supposed to be Cancer. But there you go. And of course, right at the end of the zone, we have another one of those scaffolding stanchions with more lighting on it. Nothing else on it yet. But there you go. That's so far the construction we have in the Dark Zodiac Zone over here in Hollywood. Now we're heading over towards Central Park, but as you can see, it's officially pretty much been announced that we are getting nothing on the lagoon as far as a show. There's only going to be one show this year, so unfortunately Marathon of Mayhem is not coming back this year. It's a bit unfortunate that we're only getting one show, but maybe next year. But as you can see over to the right here, over by Cafe La Bamba, we have the Dia de los Muertos bar that's going to be coming back this year. I love the theming of this bar. It's super vibrant, super cool, and I love how they even themed the actual seating section over there. I'm excited for this to come back. I'm excited for us to get some empanadas again. It's going to be great. I'm just excited for all the food offerings that are going to be here this year. But next up in our Scare Zone walk, we have Central Park, which is going to be Jungle of Doom Expedition Horror. And right here, even in the front, you can see some lighting trusses, some wires going across, some kind of crumbling looking ruins. I'm interested to see who's going to be up on the stairs here, because it definitely looks like we're going to have a scare actor kind of chilling up there. Maybe it's going to be Oddfellow. Maybe it's going to be the 1920s version of Oddfellow. Maybe like an explorer Oddfellow. I don't know. But we're supposed to have a bunch of like weird kind of mutated creatures in the zone. It's going to be really cool. Something under scrim there, maybe some bloody stuff, or maybe it's a speaker, I'm not sure. So my thought was maybe this canvas could be like pushed out maybe, but it does not look like there's going to be anyone actually in there. Or maybe they'll turn it around during the event and have like a creature in there. It'd be interesting to see how this is going to work out, but let's continue. We got some plants and stuff over here for theming. Definitely interesting theming. You already see that someone's been fucking around with it. It's unfortunate that people can't keep their hands to themselves. More of that theming over there. And this is the cool part. We are finally getting that crashed airplane zone that we've wanted. It says Universal Airways on it, like the plane from the old Universal Studios intro. And of course you see right there, fog. Yes, the fog machine, love it. But they did add vines, I just saw that right now. They did add vines to this today, so adding more theming to this. Already amazing looking zone. And we got some boxes and stuff over here. More of that plant theming over there. Some more crates and boxes over there. Just overall added theming. But once we get to this point, if you look overhead, you can see we have some bats. Some huge bats above us. Look at that bat just swinging back and forth. That is really, really cool looking. I'm interested to see if they're going to add more of these throughout the trees. I'm not sure, but we have one here, and then we have a couple more that are right over here. So 3 so far, and then we have another one of those little canvas looking boat things. And our last little bit of construction for this zone are these two little end caps here that just kind of look like the ends of like a ruined temple. Definitely adds to the theming. Alright, so next up we're over here by the MIB restrooms, and normally we'd have two house entrances over here for both the sprung tents, but that's not what's rumored this year, and so far the only construction that we have over here is this little scaffolding that's right here. So this house entrance is rumored as of right now to be the house entrance for The Last of Us, which is actually over by the new parade building. That's where this is supposed to be located. So the fact that this like scaffolding here that we have for that house entrance has me a bit concerned that that's where this house entrance is, as that is a huge walk for that. I'm not sure how I feel about this being all the way over here. Nothing currently over here as far as house entrance signage for whatever, maybe the sprung tents. Apparently that's where both sprung tents are supposed to enter over here. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but this is also last year where Bugs Eaten Alive entered, so if we at least get one entrance over here, that would not surprise me, but both being over here, we'll have to wait and see. No signage up or anything that's currently being covered up for Halloween Nightmare Fuel Revenge Dream, but let's just see if there's any lighting up yet. There is what looks to be a ton of lighting up there for it. I don't know if that's for Nightmare Fuel yet, or if that's just some old stuff that used to be up there, but definitely looks like they're kind of getting ready. I'm going to be honest. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is walk into Diagon Alley. This hasn't been announced yet, but there is definitely something going on in here that I am almost 100% sure has to do with Horror Nights. So this box here that's outside of the Weasley's store is new theming. It's random if they would just add something like that, but there is new theming throughout here, so let's go find some more. There's some more. Could be a fog machine maybe in there. But here's some more stuff over here. This is what we're really looking for. Yeah, that's definitely new. That is 100% new. And there is a grate there, which does eerily remind me of something that I've seen over in Hollywood at their event. And that's this being a stage for a Death Eater. We're having some nice green lighting and some fog coming up from there. Yeah, this definitely looks like a stage where a Death Eater would stand. Over here by Gringotts Bank and Hagrid's motorcycle, we have another one of these boxes. And if we do look a little bit closer, it does look like there is some lighting inside of there. So maybe we'll see some fog and some green lighting in there, maybe a Death Eater chilling back there. And now we're gonna head down Nocturne Alley, as I'm pretty sure there is something back here. Here we go, right across from the skeleton here, we have some more of these crates and boxes. Definitely looks like the similar crates that we've been seeing. But yeah, definitely some more theming for Death Eaters in here. I'm excited to see Death Eaters come, if they are in fact coming with this. I'm not sure if they are. Haven't been announced yet, but I, at this point, fully expect it. Now, before we check out the Scarezone here in San Francisco, we're going to look to our left here and we see some scaffolding for what I can only assume is going to be for the entrance of the Peacock Bar that's supposed to be over here. I mean, that's what's rumored to be over here. We have yet to get confirmation of the entrance, but at this point, this kind of feels like this is the best spot for it. It's a big open area, and it does look like it's going to be some sort of nightclub sort of vibe here over behind Lombard's. Now, there normally is a bar behind Lombard's, so it is unfortunate that that kind of whole thing is being taken away from us, being kind of just a chiller bar back here, but it is cool that they're adding some sort of like nightclub style thing, and I fully expect some sort of photo op to be right there, because it looks like they're just waiting to hang something across there. Now we make our way into San Francisco, as this is going to be Shipyard 32, Horrors Unhinged. And there's a ton of these little like scaffolding stanchions here with a little bit of light on some of them, but until we pass by this wall, which I really hope comes down before Horror Nights, just because of the fact that it's really kind of bottlenecking this area more than it normally is. But we're coming around here and we have a little bit more theming with some crates right there, and what I can only assume is going to be some sort of crane, because that's definitely kind of what it looks like. And of course another stanchion that will probably have some lighting on it or some sort of theming. But as of right now, not a lot of theming going on in this zone other than these crates. and they don't actually have any sort of zodiac marking or marking of Dr. Oddfellow on them just yet. Maybe they're supposed to add them. I'm not entirely sure, but nothing really as far as theming yet. Just those and this last little thing right here. Now, before we head into New York for our last Scare Zone, we're stopping over here at Louis, as it has been all but confirmed by Universal that Scare Actor Dining will not be returning this year. It's a shame. I did enjoy my time last year, but it just didn't feel like it was really worth the price to go to it. So, it doesn't really surprise me that it's not coming back this year. Now, there is nothing currently going on over here in Sting Alley as far as theming for maybe another food booth. If they aren't doing a food booth here, it would be really a shame, because I did actually really enjoy the Meaty Meats food booth that we had here last year. So I really do hope that they bring the food booth back for Horror Nights. But as of right now, we have no sort of action going on over here as any food booth possibly being here. I haven't seen anyone post about this. This is some theming for the New York zone for Vamp 69, Summer of Blood, and to me this kind of looks like a New York newspaper stand or some sort of merchandise stand for the festival that's going on for Vamp 69. Definitely interested to see what this looks like during the night, during this event, but that is new. But it is, it's interesting. So let's continue going through as you see some signs going up, some banner signs going up for the Music Fest, the 69 Music Fest. Summer Music Fest, 69, New York. 3 days of love and music featuring Cat and the Gemstones, Pacific Sandal, the Flaming Carrots, the Henderson Experience, not to be confused with the Hendrix Experience, Groovy Kitties, and the Hazy Diamond Trio. And all new acts, plus food and fun. And they have those spread all throughout this zone. You can see one over there, and I think there's another one up towards there. But let's not overlook this extremely groovy bus that's ahead of us right out in front of Revenge of the Mummy. This bus looks so awesome, and it does remind me of the bus that was outside and used for the Purge scare zones, and the one that was out for Seeds of Extinction. It does also remind me of that bus, but it is a super cool bus that is very, very groovy for this scare zone. I love just the vibe of this scare zone so far. Oh, and to the left we have another one of those kind of newspaper stands or merch tents is what I'm guessing they are. Definitely looks cool. And once again, super excited to see how that looks during the night. But now let's look at the main attraction. Here we are at the main stage for Music Fest 69. This stage looks so cool. I'm excited to see the Henderson Experience. But if you can see in the middle right there, you can see in the background of that kind of background, that backdrop, that is Dr. Oddfellow's logo. So you know that Oddfellow has something to do with this. But you can also see there's a drum kit back there that's covered up. And I can only assume that means that drum kit has some blood or some gore, or maybe some body parts on it. But we got some guitars chilling out, some speakers. Who knows? Maybe they're actually going to have some sort of show on here. Maybe they're actually going to play some music. But if we turn directly around, you can see some more lighting over there. We have a spotlight right there, which is an old school looking spotlight. And another sort of set of lights over there. And some very cool looking retro motorcycles. Very interesting. Very odd theming, but definitely something I'm excited for. But as of right now, there is currently no theming up at the old New York's Tribute Store location. Like I said, we know that this is coming, so it could be any day that stuff starts coming up out here, but as of right now, we got nothing. So we checked out all of the scare zones and the possible house entrances. The last thing we really need to check to see is if there's anything really going on in front of the stage out in Music Plaza. So we need to see if there's anything going up over there as far as house entrances, and then that's pretty much it. Well, this answers my question. Nothing. Nothing even remotely getting ready for there to be a Horror Nights house right here. Interesting. well, we're still like almost a month away. We're still a little bit less than a month away, so I give it a week or two. I give it a week or two, and then we'll start seeing some more things. But that is it. That is all of the Horror Nights construction going on here at Universal Studios in Orlando. Like I said, we got less than 30 days here until the event starts. The countdown has begun. I'm excited. You better be excited. But if you are excited, please make sure to drop a like down below. And also comment what house are you the most excited for and what Scarezone are you the most excited for and what day are you planning on making that first trip to Horror Nights. I know I'm going to be there opening weekend and I hope to see you guys there. But as always, I'm Michael from Oddfellows giving you the all clear, and all clear means you're out of here. See you guys next time.